All right, y'all. This is my first vlog. So, Jay tells me I need to start recording myself for purposes of, say, this journey we're going to take. We're thinking about creating this vlog where it's just two guys who basically living life, sharing our life experiences, but just capturing things that are in the moment. We both think we have good chemistry together, and we think it's something people would like to see. The interactions between two childhood friends reconnecting as adults. Two different totally walks of life. I mean, Jay has been in the entertainment industry, directing films and doing videography and whatnot, doing grip work out west. Meanwhile, I've been, for the past 15 years of my adult life, I've been in the medical industry, and then later on in leadership. And then basically I got fed up with the corporate world and got fed up with working for the man or working for someone, and I said that fuck it, and went off on my own. I liked flipping homes, I like renovating things, I like making things look new again, and I thought I had an act for it and think I have an act for it, and so I went for it. So I've been doing this whole real estate thing here for the last year now. I actually left my career, put that all behind me, got licensed as a licensed remodeler here in Minnesota, and we've done four houses now, actually, and we're looking for our fifth. And so the process itself has been a great learning experience. Our first big renovation, that one was a huge learning experience for me. Got watch for things to look for, foundation, leaky foundations, cracking foundations, things of that nature. But that was like a worst case scenario thing where it's like electrical needed to be done, plumbing needed to be redone. I mean, that was the worst of the worst. We probably invested 85,000, 90,000 cash. We had another probably 40 grand in soft costs, like as far as holding costs goes. That was a big learning curve for us. Thankfully, we didn't lose our ass on it. I mean, we actually came out ahead on it pretty good. But just imagine if things went according to plan, how much more we would have capitalized on that particular deal. Fast forward to today. Why am I doing this? Why do I even want to do this? Well, as far as the vlogging thing, well, aside from wanting to be my own boss and just done taking orders from the man, I figured there's just more out there for me as a person creatively. People have always said, "Samson, you have the attention span of a flea." Well, maybe so. I'm ADHD in some way. I could admit to that. But my mind can't stay still, right? So I'm always looking for the next thing. And it's like, and from what I'm told, people appreciate my energy. They can relate to me. I'm very relatable. I think that's what made me such a great leader, where I previously was. And a lot of the staff said, "You're just so relatable, and you're charismatic, and people listen to you. So when you talk, people listen." And I was like, okay, what the hell do I actually have to talk about? And they're like, "Look at your life. Look at how the journey that you have been through thus far. It's like, don't you think people would like hearing about that? And you think they could relate to that?" Possibly. Okay, so here goes, right? So in talking to Jay and knowing that, he's a childhood friend and he's into the videography piece of it and cutting and doing all sorts of things with video and cinematography, I thought he'd be great to collab with in this, and I want to know his thoughts on it. And he agreed with the general census. Sounds like you'd be great. And I was like, well, what about you? Like, I honestly think people would like hearing your story too. I mean, really, we kind of have the same mind, but we're two different people. Where we're free spirited, we want to do things greater, bigger than what we currently are doing. And we honestly, I think we both think there's just more to life than what currently is here, right? So that said, it's like, okay, so what are we going to talk about? What is our content? Like, what is that going to be? Well, could it just be two guys shooting the shit and people hearing what we talk about? What comes to mind? Getting ourselves into uncomfortable situations. on our travels, right? Go on an adventure and see how these two guys interact in uncomfortable situations, and how do they interact with the public. Um, and also sharing our story with the viewers. Like, it's never too late to live, to start living. And I think that that's the main overarching message that I would like to get out to people is it's never too late to start living, right? And that came to me in, I want to say, in some sort of epiphany. Um, 2 years ago, my wife and I, Sarah, we went to travel Laos and Thailand, and it just came to me. I mean, like, I was so happy there, right? And I came back home and literally had a meltdown, total meltdown. My wife is like, what's wrong? Like, talk to me. What is it? And I told her that, and I wasn't happy. And she goes, "You're not happy?" Like, I told her I'm not happy. I'm not happy in this life, and in what I'm not. It's not that I'm not happy with you. I'm not happy with my current life. And I'm not wasn't sure if she completely understood what I was meaning, and she asked for clarification. She's like, what are you not happy with? And it's like, it's not that I'm not happy. It's just that I was happy when I was over there. And she went on and dug further and said, well, what about over there that made you happy? And it came to me, and it was the realization that all egos were set aside. There was no competing with one another. There was no, hey, I have a BMW. Well, I'm going to one up you and I'm going to get a Corvette. It's nothing about that. It's not about what you have. It's not about what you can show, but it was about inner peace. It was about inner happiness. And they call it the land of 1,000 smiles because everyone is there smiling. They're all smiling, and everyone is so respectful, and no one judges, right? And the thing is, it's like you don't have much to be happy there. And here it's like I have everything a guy could ever want but happiness. So, and I said, for the first time ever in my adult life, I said, I was happy when I was over there with me, you, and that's all we had. It was just the two of us against the world, and that made me happy. And the thing is, it's like, it showed me that you don't need much to be happy. And then the question is okay, well, is that true? Because the thing is like, we're on vacation, right? We were on vacation, and so maybe that's why. Would it be different if we weren't on vacation and we were actually like living there, and this is our life? And so we went back this year and tested the waters again. This time we brought our daughter, and same thing. I would have thought, yep, been here, done that, and nope. But funny enough, Jay actually met us out there this year, and this is where we actually started having discussions about doing this vlog, or doing this some kind of podcast or some kind of thing where we can share our experiences with the world. And this is where we first started these conversations. So, and Jay said, hey, pick up a camera and just start recording yourself. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable in front of the camera. So here I am. But we tested the waters. Yeah, sorry, I digress. But getting back to what I was talking about, honestly, I don't know what the hell I was talking about. You see, the ADD is strong today. The ADD is strong. We had to prove it, right? I wanted to prove that this was actually the case, and that I was truly just happy because of the culture, because of the environment. And so we brought our daughter this time, and we went to Thailand and Laos, and again, a blast. Just had a blast. No cares in the world, right? Like, that was like almost an escape from my reality. And the thing is like, the big question remains is, why can't this be your reality? Like, why? For years and years and years, I mean, from childhood, that's how we are groomed, from elementary school all the way into high school, all the way into college. They teach us the American dream. And the American dream, what exactly is the American dream? Okay, well, I want to buy a house. I want cars. All the I wants in life, right? What they don't share with you is, and also, yep, you're going to get a college education, get a degree, get a great job, a great career. But what they don't tell you is living that American dream means becoming a slave to those dreams. What do I mean by that? Well, you got a car, right? unless you can come up with today's cars, about $73,000 on average for an SUV. That's $73,000. You're talking a $1,500 car payment, and that's for the next 7 years. How about a house? The average house right now is over $300,000. Well, you're talking a mortgage of about $1,700 to $2,300 a month. All of those things cost money, and what they don't share with you is that you can obtain the quote American dream, but with that dream comes ownership. Not necessarily you owning those objects that you had just purchased, but what it means is your employer owning you and owning your time. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're working a 9 to 5 from the hours of 9 to 5, they own you. You have to ask for time off, right? If you're sick, you have to call them and let them know that you're sick. Back to the time off, if you want a vacation, they need to approve your vacation. You're requesting their permission because they own you. From those hours, they own you, right? And then how many hours are left? Well, let's just say you don't have to work overtime, or you don't have to, it's the same thing over and over again, and it's a rinse repeat. So ultimately, is the American dream becoming a slave to your own wants? Maybe, right? Okay, then people can argue and say, okay, well, just stop then. Stop that want. It's easier said than done, because in our culture here, you live a life of let's keep up with the Joneses, right? And so it's like you want the best of the best because your neighbors have the best of the best. And so you want that too. Great. Now that creates motivation. I want to keep up with them, so I'm going to work harder to get those things that I want. Great. So now you just perpetuated this cycle of wanting and having to work, and then having to become a slave to those wants, and it just never ends. And what happens? Ultimately, what happens is you're on this hamster wheel. You wake up 5:30 every morning, take a shower, brush your teeth, get in your car, drive to work, go work for your 8 to 10 hours, come home, spend 1 hour decompressing, and then another maybe half hour dinner with the family, unwind in bed for another 2 hours while you're watching TV. Let's say you can't sleep, so that brings it to 3 to 4 hours. Get your 6 hours of sleep. Generally, you should get 8, but let's say you only get 6. You wake up, you rinse, repeat, and you do it all over again. Eventually, that's going to wear on you. And only for what? You end up retiring at the age of, say, 65. Let's say if we're lucky, say 55. We're working all of this time, and the next minute you don't realize that, many people don't realize this, but some people do, the fortunate ones do, that you can keel over and die literally the day after you retire at age 65. Ultimately, you ended up working and you didn't even live, right? You worked to live, or you lived to work, right? And the thing is like, why can't we just start living today? Start living now? Well, because you need money to live. You need money to survive. You do. Which is why I found other ways, right? There's other ways to get money. It's not necessarily having to become a slave to someone else's time, right? Become a slave to your wants. So start decreasing your wants. Start downsizing. Minimize your obligations so you can start living, if that's truly what you want. And so here I am. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm attempting to do, right? And the thing is like, I am no professional at this at all. Some people say, God, I wish I can just do what you did and just say fuck it all, right? And the thing is, I don't think that I had that mindset of fuck it all. I think I had the mindset of, I'm going to take it all, my life. I'm going to take my life back. And so that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. And the thought of vlogging this journey or capturing this journey, I think perhaps maybe myself and Jay can help other people in regard to, can they relate to this journey, this crazy journey that these guys are on, that they can say, you know what? They made a decision to take it all. And that was their life. they made this decision, and I am 47 years old. Okay, so I am I'm no spring chicken by all means, where it's like, hey, I'm young, I can spring back. No, I'm. Some people call this a midlife crisis. Maybe so, and maybe I'm having a midlife crisis. But I've always been known to be able to figure it out. Like, I've never done anything half-ass. If I go all the way, right? And that's the thing is, this isn't going to be any different. And the thing is like I wanted a way to capture my journey, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, catch it all, share it with you guys. And so you guys can see that, hey, there's no one track road that's going to get you there, wherever there may be. However, it's never too late to start, right? I'm 47. Like, I'm starting, right? My wife and I are now empty nesters. Our kids are in their first and third year in college. And, we don't have that obligation as much anymore. Yes, they still rely on us. Absolutely, they do. And we're always going to be there to care for them. We will. But there's going to be a time when we start lengthening out that tether a little bit more and just letting them go a little further and further off the leash. I think we can all agree that our kids are never truly off the leash, and until they're in their 30s, probably. And that's just and whether it's giving them a false sense of, yeah, you're off the leash, so that they start swimming a little stronger on their own. But just knowing that and keeping that in the back of our head, knowing that, hey, we still have some sort of obligation to our children as they're in college. But it lessens the burden a little bit more, knowing that they are becoming more and more independent, and more I can start doing the things that I actually have been wanting to do. And just having the support of my wife to be able to do it is 100% completely awesome. And so I didn't want to go on a rant too much, but this is just a short video just explaining why, and not necessarily how, because I don't know how I'm going to get there yet, but why I'm deciding to do what I'm doing. And I'll be capturing little moments here and there as far as like my journey, things I'm doing with the real estate piece of it. But yeah, there's going to be a real estate piece of this. There's going to be a traveling piece of this, because that's my two loves right now is, well, three, because my wife, but travel, real estate, and my wife. And hopefully Jay can join me on this journey, and we can capture some of our moments together, whether he sticks around and hangs out with me during the real estate piece of it, or during the travels. I think it would be an awesome dynamic, seeing how we interact with one another, but more so seeing the real of this whole journey. And I don't know how long it's going to last, and this may grow organically into something else, but I'd really like to see where this goes. I've never done anything like this in my life regarding vlogging or anything like this, or even sharing my vulnerability with the public. Meaning, we're talking everything from finance to housing to traveling, to whatever, you name it. It's all going to be out there. So, that being said, I'm very much looking forward to where this goes. I understand that this isn't going to be an overnight thing. We're going to definitely learn as we go. But regardless, I think it's going to be a hell of a journey, a hell of a ride. And I'm totally looking forward to this. For the longest time, I have gotten so used to the monotony, the rinse, repeat, the hamster wheel. And I just wanted to get out and see what life should be. In my mind, anyways, what life should be. And I think that a lot of us here in Western society, we kind of lose track of that. We lose track of what life should be, or even what it could be. I think we get our blinders on and we see that everyone else is doing it, And so it's that same. I like to compare it to walking across the street in Las Vegas. All it takes is one person to take that first step walking across that crosswalk, and next thing you know, you get 100 people crossing the road when they shouldn't, right? Uh, it's so easy to just follow the crowd, and I think it takes real courage to go against. And so I'm not saying I'm courageous. I'm just saying I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it. Um, so ready or not, we're doing it. See ya.